Hello, I'm Crafty Leaning. Welcome to Wicked Wreath Friday, where we make horror wreaths all on a budget. Let's get wicked. Shall we begin? I was inspired by using this tin sign from Temu of the Killer Klowns. I really like to go by colors that's on it, the things I see, the focal points of the sign, and that's what I usually like to go by. It did come a little bent, but that's okay because it's not going to be a problem. You're not going to really tell once it's all on the wreath. But it is beautiful. It's very nicely matted and the colors are very vibrant. We're also going to be using Dollar Tree deco mesh. You can use the multicolor ones or you can use the individual colors. I chose to use individual colors today. We're going to need some Chanel stems or pipe cleaners, whichever one you like to call them, and we're going to cut them right in half. I found this at the Dollar Tree. I thought it'd be perfect for cotton candy. It's called Glittered Drape. It's like a little sheet and it comes around Easter time. Perfect for cotton candy. Valentine's popcorn box kit from Hobby Lobby. I really like that it looked cartoony, it looked fun, so it would be perfect for this project. It was $4.99 and I got it with 40% off. So, hey, to me, that was a win-win. I picked up some of these Dollar Tree popcorn little plastic boxes. You get 2 in a pack. Perfect. And I purchased some of these pom-poms from the 99-cent store. 99-cent store doesn't exist anymore. I'm so sad to say. But you can find pom-poms at Target. Sometimes you can find them at craft stores, or you can even make them out of yarn. We will be using an 18-inch wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree today. The wire wreath form has sections. We have crossbars right here, and those are the ones going crossward vertically. We have the 3 horizontal bars. We have the outer bar, center, and the inner. They are all sectioned off between each crossbar into sections. I love using these cutting boards from the Dollar Tree for my deco mesh. You can also use a piece of cardboard and put it 8 to 10 inches, or you can use a cutting mat to measure your deco mesh. You can also choose by using a rotary cutter or scissors. Now to prepare my mesh, I like to start with an even edge. So I'm just going to cut my deco mesh just to make sure it's even on the bottom. It doesn't have to be to the exact being perfect, but I do like to cut it straight as best I can. I then wrap my deco mesh all around this cutting board. When I get to the end of the roll, I just cut the excess off. Hold very firmly the end of your deco mesh. You're going to cut one side, hold it firmly, and cut the other. Now it's time to do the rest of the rolls that we're going to be using. So I'll be back. Now we're ready to make our bundles. We're going to get our deco mesh and we're going to just roll it. Not too tight, and where the seam is, you want it face downward. We're going to put that between my 2 middle fingers and we're going to do it again. We're going to roll, not too tight. See where the seam is? You're going to face it downward. Crisscross. We're going to do the orange one now, and we're going to do the same thing. Just roll it, seam face downward, crisscross. Now that they're all crisscross and seams are downward, we're going to get our Chanel stem, and we're going to put it straight in the middle, hold tightly, and then twist. Don't worry about the strings because we will take care of that. Again, we're going to roll, not tight. We're just going to roll them. Seams facing downward. Seams facing downward, we're going to crisscross them. Put the chenille stem in the middle, pull firmly and twist. I do a green, blue, pink, and a green, blue, orange. And we're going to make a bunch of these. Don't worry about the strings because we will give it a haircut. Altogether, we need 24 blue, green, and pink, and 24 blue, green, and orange. A total of 48 bundles. There is 8 sections, and we will do 6 bundles in each section. Now we're ready to add our bundles to our wreath form. We take one of the bundles and add it to the crossbar. And then we turn it over, push the chenille stems or pipe cleaners through, and twist it around the crossbar catty corner way. I hope that makes sense. Once it's there, it does not move. And we do that to the center bar. We clip once we're happy with it and tuck it in. And now we're going to move on to the next. I take the outer 2 rings and twist. That's all we're doing. We're going to add each bundle. We take the chenille stems, pipe cleaners, push them through the back, turn the frame over, and then twist tightly. If you find some wild strings and fraying, you can get your scissors and you can give it a haircut or trim little pieces off here and there that you missed the first time. Or you can wait till you're completely done adding all your bundles and then give it a haircut. But now we're going to add some more of our bundles. So we start from the center crossbar, go to the outer 2 rings. Now the inner 2 rings will be next. Push the pipe cleaners through the back, turn it over, and twist tightly. Then I tuck it under. And now I'm going to do the same thing. So all you're going to do is repeat center to outer rings to inner rings. And then the center, I'm going to add the green, blue, and pink. I am not really that picky. It turns out towards the end, I'm not really picky on the colors I'm picking because I just want it to look a little, I don't know, crazy. Because, come on, it's Killer Clown Wreath. So it doesn't have to be perfect on the colors. It's up to you. You can do it in every other's color, or you can do it, one section all orange, one section all pink. However you decide you want to do it, that's what you do. I encourage you to always create and make your projects to what makes you happy and your heart sing. That's what it's truly about, my wicked lovelies. So you just keep adding and adding until all your sections are full. It should take 6 bundles in each section. So the pattern I still went with was still 1 in the center, 1 on the outer 2 bars, 1 on the inner 2 bars, and then I go to the center bar. And then I just keep doing that same pattern through the whole entire wreath until it is completely full. Oh, I love the way it turned out. Isn't it beautiful? It's all colorful. See how the pattern is just all mixed? I love it. Yay! Moving on to our cotton candy pod. We're going to take some foil and I'm just going to roll it up. See how I'm just putting it like a cup shape? And I just keep playing with it until I'm happy with what it's looking like. This is just going to be the inner part. Kind of gives us a, I guess you can say, a pattern, a kind of a mold, so we can mold it around it, our cotton candy. Now that it's the shape I wanted, I'm going to add some more foil on the inside of that. And I'm just going to keep pressing it till it's tight. And on the top part, you see it thinner, kind of shaped it smaller until a point. And I think that'll do. Simple, doesn't have to be perfect. It's to what you want, how you want your pod to look, and how big you want it. Now it's time to use our glitter drape. I'm just going to open it up and I'm just going to cut. I didn't measure it, I'm sorry. I'm just cutting it just to wrap it around the foil. Add some hot glue, and I'm just going to wrap it around itself because I want it to be fluffy. I want it to take that shape. And I just keep hot gluing it shut and where I want it to stick. Careful for your fingers because the hot glue is called hot glue for a reason. It burns. Kind of making it maybe like a pineapple shape in a way. So I'm just going to keep trimming it until it's wrapped around. It'll wrap around the foil the way I wanted it to. So it's really simple. You're just going to keep wrapping. It doesn't have to look neat. Only one side needs to look neat. So, because you're not going to see the back side. So that makes it easier too. So just keep adding your glue and shaping it, adding your glue, and wherever you need it. It's really easy. Don't let this discourage you. And it's actually fun because you're messing with this and you're trying to get that shape. And I had a lot of fun making this pod. I'm not going to lie, this pod sure is a process, but you know what? It is so worth it. So now that it's where it should be, I'm happy with it. I'm going to get this string and I'm just going to tie it in a knot. I'm going to double knot it, wrap it around, and double knot again right on the top, and I'm going to do that tightly. I pull up just to make sure it's nice and firm, that it's not going to be all crinkly or anything, and then I tie it again in a couple of knots. I trimmed the excess string off, and after I did that, I just put a dab of glue very lightly where the knot is, just so it stays in place, and where I can bend the top over that glue, and it kind of helps it stay, that top. And then I'm going to do a double knot again around the neck of the top of that. I think you know what I mean. You see what I'm doing. And that's so when I add the cap to our cotton candy pod, it has something to stick to firmly and it's not going to fall off. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. It's ready to have a cap on it. Yay! I'm going to add this cute little silly straw or crazy straw to our pod. I did cut the bottom part of it and I just stuffed it right inside that our cotton pod. See that? I just pushed it on in there and glued it. It's a little loose for right now, but that's okay. Now for the cap, I'm going to use one of these fruit pacifier thingies. I don't know. I've never seen this before. I just like the cap. I seen it at the Dollar Tree and I thought, I think this would be perfect for the top of my cotton candy pod. So I just got my yellow acrylic paint and I just painted it about 3 coats, let it dry. It's very important to let your paint dry complete before you paint another coat. I got some black acrylic paint and just painted some lines around it. Let it dry and added hot glue inside and pushed it onto our cotton candy pod. I glued some of the silly straw to the top of the cap just so it gives it a little more stability so it doesn't wiggle around. I got some acrylic red paint and I'm just going to put a little bit where the cotton candy meets the straw, so it kind of looks a little, bloody. And I did add it on the straw. I tried to put some on the inside. It just wasn't working for me. So I just painted on the outside of the straw. And I'm telling you, I was very happy with it. On the back side of our pod, we're going to glue some pipe cleaners so we can add it to the wreath. Now it's time to use our popcorn box kit. We're just going to use the popcorn sheets. They're like little foam sheets and they peel right off. You get 3 different sizes. You get small, medium, and large. We're going to start with the small, do the large, and then we'll put the medium one in last. I just place a little bit of hot glue on each corner. I press it inside our popcorn box. And then I put a little bit right there in the center and glue that one right against the box just so it stays in place and it stays just the way I want it. Now we're going to take the large sheet of the popcorn and we're going to put some glue right along the edges. What's nice is this has like a straight edge and it makes it really simple to add it to our popcorn box. So I add a little bit more glue onto the other side and I press it right there against the box. Another one, I put some more glue on the back of the box and I'm just going to press the popcorn against that, the backing. And it gives it more of like a shape. I'm just trying to create a shape and make it look like it's spilling out or popping out. Now we're taking the medium size sheet and we're going to make it like an S shape. We're going to glue it on each end and then I'm going to fold it in there like an S. See how the shape is? And then I'm going to glue the other side also. And that I glue right to the other popcorn sheet in the back of it. I'm going to add a little bit more glue right there in the center and put it right behind the other popcorn sheet, the smaller one. So it keeps that S shape. There you have it. See, they're both kind of like the large one and the medium one's kind of an S shape when you do look at it. But doesn't that look neat? It's like a 3D popcorn popping out. And it kind of looks comic booky to me. I don't know, it's fun, right? So now it's time to add our pipe cleaners to the back of this also, so we can add it to our wreath. I'm going to put some hot glue. I get the pipe cleaner, move it around a little bit in there. And I do like to use ribbon. You can use duct tape, which here I am using duct tape. I like the way the glue and the heat kind of adheres it really nice. So I just put a little bit of hot glue and then I just put that little piece of duct tape over it and press down. And it will not go anywhere. So I'm going to do that right there on the top of the back. And then I'm going to do it also to the bottom. is the same way we did the cotton candy pod. The same process. I'm sorry I did not show on the candy pod or the cotton candy pod, but this is the same exact way you do that. Now to add our sign, we're just going to get a whole pipe cleaner. We're going to use whole ones, and I'm just going to put them right into those 4 corners. They have already holes in there. Place it in, and I pull it towards the back and twist. I only twisted it a couple of times just to keep it, placed where the pipe cleaner won't slide out. We're going to push the pipe cleaner straight through, and we're going to wrap it around one of the wires on the wreath form. Again, I don't do it too tight. I'm going to push the other one in, and then I'm going to do the same thing. We push it through to the back and wrap it around the wires. We're going to do the same thing, 4 corners. I never do it tightly because I want to make sure it's placed before I tighten it. And don't do it too tight because you still want your sign to, lay up on top of your deco mesh. I then move the curls around just so you don't see the pipe cleaners. Once I'm happy with what it looks like, now I go back and I tighten the pipe cleaners. Now that my pipe cleaners are all tightened, I go back with my wire cutters and I just clip them down and fold just that little bit over. Now that our sign is in place, it is time to add our embellishments. We're going to take our popcorn box and we're going to pull those pipe cleaners straight. Once they're straight, we're going to see when we want to place the box. We're going to push those wires right through the deco mesh to the back of the wreath form. You're going to tie it lightly on a wire. Look at it. If it's where you want it to lay, now you tighten your pipe cleaners. Then you're going to clip and trim the excess off and then tuck them in. We're going to do the same thing with our cotton candy. Straighten the wires, push them through to the back, twist them on the wire, clip, and then tuck. Oh my goodness, they look so cute on there, right? Now, let's put a bow on here. To make the bows, I'm going to begin with the orange ribbon and the red ribbon with the white polka dots. That is because they are the whitest ribbons. I'm going to measure 12 inches and then I'm going to loop it 4 times. And I do this to both ribbons, the orange ribbon and the red ribbon. I then fold the ribbon in half, and that will make us 6 inches on each side for our bow hoop. Now for the smaller ribbon, the pink with the white polka dots and the green with the white stripes, I measured out into 8 inches. I looped it 6 times. Next, we fold in half evenly to get 4-inch bow hoops. Now that they're all ready, time to make our bow. I like using wire ribbon. It makes it easier and they twist easier, fluff out easier. I don't know, I just really like wire ribbon to work with. I just keep looping each side, and as I loop, I twist in the middle so the face side of the ribbon shows at all times. Now, if you're using a ribbon with both sides that are two-sided, you don't have to really twist. But if it is a one-sided ribbon, you loop it, twist it in the middle, pinch, and then loop it again. You pinch tightly in the center. Make sure your tails are facing forward so you see the pretty side of the ribbon. That's what we want to see, is the pretty side of your ribbon, and that is why we twist it when it is one-sided. We're going to grab our pipe cleaner, and I'm going to hold firmly and twist. I do the same process to all the ribbons. We're going to do this one more time. I'm going to fold it in the middle to make sure it's centered. I'm going to grab a tail and pinch. I'm going to measure and make sure it's 6 inches. So I have 6-inch bow hoops. I fold over, pinch. I twist it in the middle so the pretty side of the bow is facing outward. We're going to loop again, twist, and loop again. And you hold tightly in the middle as you're twisting. See how we pinch it and we grab it, twist, and loop. Always make sure, if it's a one-sided ribbon, to twist it and pinch, and then you can loop. And then when you get to the end, you twist it so your tails are facing forward. Now, here's where you can make adjustments. If your tails are a little long and you don't want it that long, you can go and you can trim. I'm happy with the way it's looking. So now I'm going to add it to my other bow. I grab the pipe cleaner again and I wrap it around and I twist it tightly. Sometimes I like to knot my pipe cleaner and then I just fold it again and leave it there. Just tie it in a knot. So then I can add my other ribbons in the front of that red ribbon. I fluff it out just to get an idea, and then I'm like, okay, I tie it, and then I'm gonna knot it, double knot it tightly so it's facing upward. And then we're gonna do the same thing to our smaller ribbons. The only thing is our loops are measured 4 inches each side. And we continue this with all the ribbons. Once all your ribbons are in place, you twist that pipe cleaner tight. We trim the excess off, and then we just bend it on in, and you won't even see it. And then you can fluff your bow out. I do add a whole pipe cleaner to the back of the bow. I just slide it right through the other pipe cleaner that's holding the bow together. So then I can push through those 2 pieces of pipe cleaner through the back of the wreath, and then I just tie it around one of the wires so the bow stays in place. I then continue to clip the excess pipe cleaner and then tuck. Once your bow is in place, you can play with it, start fluffing it out. I think it looks really pretty. I then took the pink ribbon and the green ribbon and cut 7 strips each into 12 inches. I then cut each end of the ribbon into ducktails. I just fold in half, and where the 2 corners meet, you cut it in an angle upward. Now we take 1 pink ribbon and 1 green ribbon and we fold it in half so it's even. Once it's even, we're going to get a piece of pipe cleaner that I cut in half, and I'm going to add it straight in the middle, pinch, hold it firmly, your ribbon, and twist. Continue by pushing the 2 ends of the pipe cleaner through the wreath to the back. And we're going to twist the 2 pipe cleaners around the wires. Clip it and tuck it in. We're going to place some in different spots where we want them to lie, and then we open them up, and I kind of move some of the deco mesh curls around them to kind of blend it all in. Now this pom-pom garland came from the 99-cent store, but 99-cent store does not exist anymore. Yep, I'm sad about that. But you can find pom-poms at other craft stores, or you can even make them if you like. Totally up to you. I thought they were cute, kind of reminded me of when you see a clown's outfit, costume, you see the pom-poms on them, and I thought that was fitting for this. And I just glued them in different spots. I kind of put them in the middle of each of the little ribbons we added, the strips, and I thought it made it look so fun. I started looking at the wreath and thought, I'm going to add more pom-poms all over. So I just started putting them in different spots. When you do that, you just add your hot glue and glue right to the deco mesh. And I thought it gave it more color. I don't know, I guess I wanted it to be vibrant, the colors, because of the sign. And when you watch Killer Klowns movie, the Killer Klowns had vibrant colors to it because of the, it's clowns, circus. My favorite part of the movie was with the popcorn, when they turn into those killer clown heads. You know what I'm talking about. And of course, the cotton candy pods, when the clown goes in there and shoves a straw in it and starts drinking the liquefied bodies. I thought that was so cool. What an imagination for a movie, right? So you see me adding these crazy, silly straws. I'm just adding some hot glue to the tip, and I just push them on in different spots. And I'm loving it. Here's the final look. Well, I hope you enjoyed what I made for you today, my wicked lovelies. Please give this video a big thumbs up. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you're notified every time there's a new wicked wreath for you. You can join me for a new wicked wreath every first and third Friday of the month. It was my pleasure getting wicked with you. Be kind to yourself and others. I'll see you in my next video.